I've never met a dealership in my life that has a linear traffic flow from the beginning of the month to the end of the month. Hey guys, Jason Harris here with Digital Dealership Solutions. Hey, thanks for joining me on another episode of The Drive. So lately, in a lot of my operational, kind of development meetings I've been having, we're looking at the service department's performance, the parts department's performance, new and used cars, and so on and so forth. What we kind of do, and this kind of happens from the manufacturer, that we kind of get pigeonholed in looking at a certain department's performance based on a beginning of the month, end of the month kind of a thing, right? So it's like day 1 to 30 or 31, whatever it is, right? And that's how we kind of base the performance of that department, and that's what we do in the new car department. But that's not the case in any other department. If you guys are looking at your performance, your sales performance from a day 1 to a day 30, it's not really giving you the complete view of what you guys are doing behaviorally and also operationally, good and bad. Look, we all know in sales that the beginning of the month starts like this and then slowly goes up, and up, right? For most dealerships, okay, look, I know that there's some pockets out there that there are actually different ones. I've actually seen them where they start strong at the beginning of the month and they gradually slow down, and then they'll start slow at the beginning of the month, have this big peak in the middle of the month, and then come back down towards the end of the month. But regardless, though, looking from a day 1 to 30 is not a really effective way to determine how good operationally you guys are doing in your sales department. You need to look at it from a rolling 30, all right? The cool thing with a rolling 30 is that if you were to take 2 months, all right, and you have that curve from the beginning of the month to the end of the month, you have that uptick, right? And then you kind of slide your 30 along between those 2 different months. What you're doing is you're kind of including the worst and the best of that month at any given moment, okay? That's how you want to take a look at the effectiveness of your processes and also how good your operations really is. To just look at it from a week 1 to a week 4, that first to the 30th, that's not really going to give you the eyes that you need to be able to transition quickly enough to make any changes. Bottom line is traffic's going to get lighter, all right, during the beginning of the month, all right? And also we find that that's typically when customers are doing their research and their shopping is towards the beginning of the month, and later in the month is when the purchasing activity happens. Now, of course, look, I know you guys are going to post some comments, say, "Oh, my dealership, we close everyone that comes in the door," and so on. Look, I understand that. Okay, there's some truth to that, but you're still going to see some type of movement. You guys are not linear, so looking at your salespeople's performance as far as test drive ratios and desk touching percentages and closing ratios and so on, and looking at that from a day 1 to day 30. You're going to be like, let's say day 1 to day 9 is not going to look overly healthy, right? And you might end up giving your sales guy, and that's actually what happened in one of these meetings, is that they were giving their sales guy kind of a really rough time. Like, oh, well, you guys, you dropped it, you're dropping the ball, you got to follow the process. But then I took that same sales guy's performance and I looked at a rolling 30. All right, and I looked at a rolling 30, and that gives me the opportunity to kind of see the highs and the lows of when the dealership, had traffic. All right, well, it showed a totally different picture, right? And it actually showed, better opportunities where this guy could work off. And clearly, what it wasn't necessarily his closing ratio as much as it was his test drive ratio. And that gave us the opportunity to kind of really identify the training that needed to happen, to help this gentleman out, and also just as a team. So, look, I know I'm getting probably a little long-winded with this, but, I really kind of implore you guys that when you're looking at developing out your team, developing out your department, and this goes for sales, parts, service, we do the exact same conversation about a service advisor, that I really implore you to take a look at a rolling 30, okay, and then develop processes, optimize off of that rolling 30, all right, and then also, and I'll probably say this for another video, but we'll talk this a little bit more about advertising on a rolling 30 basis, not necessarily a first of the month to the 30th of the month. anyways, guys, I'll leave it there. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on that. Drop me a message down below. I thoroughly enjoy reading those. And thank you so much for your time. You guys have a wonderful day.